if you're new here, I'm Kaniti, and if you're already watching this channel, welcome back. So today I found a video that evidently has fashion references in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean, because I watched musical references by Hamon Beat, and there he said that there are more of a fashion references in Stone Ocean, but it doesn't look like he had a video on this topic. So I found just in YouTube search this channel called Tenacious. They're only like 4 subscribers, but it looks like there's a compilation maybe of references. So we are going to watch this, and I'm going to link their video as well in the description. But let's see what the references are. By the way, I will have to research everything. I don't know anything about fashion, but let's try this. Let's go. This music. Okay, fashion references. Oh, this medal is so cute. Is it from the manga? I don't think I saw it before. The butterfly. Hermes Castello. Okay, so in music references, Hamon Beat said that her name, Hermes, might be a reference to a musician, but here it's a reference to a brand. Hermes is just written a little bit differently, but you read it the same way, because at least by the rules of Spanish language you don't read the H, so it's still Hermes. Oh yeah, and there are some examples of the clothes. They are definitely not the same. I love Hermes style, like her own style. She looks very badass. She has this kind of masculine look that I find very attractive personally in women, and her clothes look, well, you know, JoJo clothes, they always look pretty insane, and here we have something pretty simple. Okay, I would say like the black dress looks pretty cool though. But when I Google Hermes, it's mostly bags, mostly handbags, not really clothes. So maybe that's like their main thing. Okay, and a lot of leather here. Okay, maybe because they are making bags, there's also a lot of leather in the clothes. I guess we could assume that Hermes is wearing leather, but not necessarily. Oh, Emporio, he is also a reference? Emporio al Niño. Oh my gosh, his surname, al Niño. So Niño in Spanish, it's just like a kid, a small boy. I don't think they mentioned his surname in the anime, or I kinda didn't notice or didn't realize. So it's interesting. There's more Spanish in this part. I feel like last time we had Italian. This maybe has a little bit more Spanish, right? Emporio Armani. Okay, that must be, if that's the same name. I heard about Armani, so they are making watches, I suppose. It says his name is Giorgio though. Giorgio Armani, and he is an Italian fashion designer. Why does it? Maybe that's Emporio as his empire? No, that's Giorgio Armani. They make fragrances? Ah, the watches themselves are called Emporio Armani. So that's more like directly to watches. Oh, Giangalei. Oh yeah, I like that he's shown here. When I was watching music references, it only showed his stand, and I was like, who was that again? But I really loved his design. He looked so cool. I'm kinda sad we didn't get more of him. His hair is so cute. So he is a reference to John Galliano. Okay, John Galliano. Yeah, I can see that. That probably is. What the heck? Okay, this looks much more interesting than everything we saw before. So this is a British fashion designer. We mostly see, I guess, his fashion for men. Maybe I should write clothes, because those looked... Oh, wait, this look very cute. Finally, something cool. Oh, look at this. This is a very nice dress. This is something you wear to like a ball. Oh, wait, what the heck is this? This is how fashion is supposed to be, in my opinion. It has to look crazy. Like, I understand why fashion can be an inspiration for Araki Sensei, because, okay, I don't know what this is, because his styles always are so out there. So obviously he is inspired by fashion as well, I feel like. So it makes sense for him to have fashion references. Look at this. This is nice. Okay, he got really lucky with the reference. He got a really good one. Gwes. Okay, our roommate. Okay, I guess this is a woman in Gwes clothes. Is this like sports clothes brand? Looks like the brand itself is called more like Guess, not Gwes. But I can still see the reference. I think it makes sense. Okay, this is kind of boring clothes. I guess casual, you wear for sports or for walking somewhere. So it's not like a high fashion, but it's something cool and interesting. It's something quite simple. While Gwes herself looks okay, I think she looks pretty interesting. Like, what is this bra on top of some kind of body? You know, body is a piece of clothes. Green, blue, yellow, and what is this shit on her hair? I think she looks pretty cool. She was annoying and kind of scary. I mean, annoying as herself. She was interesting to watch as a character. I mean, yeah, not scary, creepy. Creepy is a good word. Yeah, I think she looks too interesting for this basic brand. Next, Narciso Anasui. I remember him as just Anasui. I didn't remember about Narciso. And what? This is a panel from manga. And he looks so cool here. I think I mentioned before that I heard that at first he seemed to be more feminine and seemed to be a woman and was supposed to have like romance plotline with Jolene, but then he kind of became a man suddenly, and it's like unclear. The editors asked Araki to change it or something. So I kind of like to imagine in my head that Anasui was actually a woman and they have this sapphic romance with Jolene. And this panel kind of reminded me of that because he does look pretty feminine in it, and you could even imagine that there is some kind of breast going on here. And yeah, the clothes are just exactly what I like, right? But there are these two different references, Narciso and Anna Sui. So Narciso has to be some kind of fragrance, which is okay, it's not quite fashion, but I guess it's close, it's beauty. And this is a pretty cool references, while also Narcissus is such a, universal reference for the Greek myth, I think, right, about a man who fell in love with himself because he was so gorgeous. And Anasui is gorgeous. He looks very beautiful. So Anasui seems to be a person. I like that we have the same name. It always makes me happy. And she looks so cool. She's also a designer, I suppose. Wow, these are pretty interesting styles. Like, again, this is something that I want to see. Something like more crazy, something more interesting. Wow. Oh yeah, I like the ethnic aspect of it, right? It's something that you go to Museum of Ethnography and you look at clothes of different peoples of the world, of the country. It feels like there was an inspiration drawn from these like folk clothes, and there's a lot of different patterns, a lot of different colors. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, this looks like, look at this. This looks like a jojo character, don't you think? Yeah, they would fit right in. I'm not even sure if that's, I think that's female model. And this green and purple and everything, I think fifth part. Yes, Venta Oreo. She would be perfect there. She needs to go there and star in this part. Okay, Anasui got really nice references. He got lucky too. Thunder McQueen, Alexander McQueen. Right, I did hear surname McQueen before. I think even when he appeared in the episode, I was like, yeah, it does sound familiar. But maybe I just thought it's a surname that you encounter often. The dress that is shown here is gorgeous. It looks like a ladybug, right? It reminds me of a ladybug. It's so pretty. I would love to wear this actually. It might be my favorite dress so far. Like, it's unusual, but it also looks super cute. Ooh, okay. This is interesting. I really like the look on the very right. Not too much, but still interesting, and her hairstyle and accessory on her head add a lot. And in the middle, it's like wearing a garden. Yeah, these are perfect JoJo characters. This is a really good one. I think Thunder McQueen does not deserve such a good reference. Wrangler. Like, I barely even remember this guy. Ah, it's when we had this kind of chase scene, right? Okay, so this guy, and his reference is Wrangler. So these are some kind of jeans? Yeah, it seems to be just jeans. His own clothes of Wrangler look pretty interesting. Like, he does look pretty cool, especially like if we look at his character in kind of almost full body here. What are these cutouts? Like, this is very unusual design, and especially the thingies on his eyes. Even though it's all same color, it does look very interesting. Okay. Oh. Wait, Foo Fighters. Because they, as an organism, they took a body of this woman. I completely forgot her own name. So her name was Atroe. And this is a reference to Etro. And this is quite nice clothes. Okay, usually guys' clothes, they make them look more boring, right? But this one, this looks pretty cool. Okay, these are also some very interesting patterns. Okay, this is not loading, but the dress looks so cute. Oh, wow. Yeah, this definitely has some like folk clothes references, inspiration as well, and I think that is pretty cool. Unique, but at the same time, drawing from clothes styles of different ethnicities, I feel like. So, wow, this look is gorgeous actually. Like, you could go outside for bread in these clothes, and okay, you could go on a beach in these clothes. Oh, Mirashon, she was really pretty. We only had her for like one episode, I think. So this is a very direct reference, it seems. Mila Shon. And is this also her clothes? Oh, this looks like a doll. The founder of the heritage brand. So this is more like classics, more like being stylish and classical and stuff like that, which is fine. I guess this is kind of the same as Gucci that we were looking at before. It also seemed like more not very out there, more classical, stylish, elegant, something like this. Yeah, like this pink costume actually looks pretty nice. Like, Jolene had a really nice pink costume in this Jolene Fly High manga, that collaboration with Gucci, but then the pink costume on the model herself didn't look that nice. But this costume is very okay. This I don't like, but okay, this is quite stylish. Well, this is boring. Next. She looks way more interesting. Her hairstyle especially, I think. I really like her hair. Alright, Enrico Pucci, my favorite. I don't hate him like I hate some people like Dio, maybe I don't really hate Dio that much by now, but I dislike him, and I do dislike Pucci too. I guess it checks out the bodies, maybe a little bit more than bodies. His design and his character is very interesting. So his reference is Enrico Coveri. So this must be designer himself on the right and his clothes on the left, which is a good choice here. Gold and black now kind of fits somehow. Like Pucci himself, obviously he is in this holy man clothes. Holy man. But his hair, on the face here too, yeah, that's where his design really shines. So many naked guys. Ew. So looks like he's making underwear for men. Or maybe that's, I'm not sure. This looks very boring. Picture that we have here, maybe I wrote something wrong, but these female models, they look quite cool in these clothes. Oh, there's another reference. Enrico. Maybe Enrico Caveri is not actually a reference, because there's also Emilio Pucci, which is a bit more similar to Enrico Pucci, and he looks like an old guy, so it must be classic fashion designer. And I bet, like, look at this picture looks interesting. I bet his clothes are interesting. Like, what is this? Like, doesn't it look cool? Italian designer known as the Prince of Prince. Like, look at this. This is a cool print. Like, this is a very fun dress. Oh my gosh. Yeah, looks like he really did like different prints. I take this as a reference. This is way more jojo. I bet this is something that Araki sensei would like. This looks cool, fun, interesting, something like what a jojo character would wear. So yeah, I like this reference a lot more. Domenico Pucci, Emilio Pucci. He had a name. So as his birth name is Domenico, it must also be some kind of reference. Obviously the surname is the same, so it's the same reference. But what about his name Domenico? Must be also some kind of Italian... Yeah, okay. Domenico Dolce. Like, he definitely has some favorite colors. Maybe it's just the selection we have here, or it's like from the same collection maybe. But it's just red, black and white, and these jeans are just an accident. But it is interesting. It also gives me a little bit of like maybe fairy tale vibes, because this is also similar to clothes that I would imagine if you took some old Russian fairy tale and try to like visualize it with the clothes. I think some of this would, especially like the girl here, she seems to have a crown. Yeah, I would imagine her as a main character in a fairy tale. So this is quite interesting. This skirt looks crazy. Like, not too out there, but I approve. Doesn't look like Weather Report style at all, but I guess it's just a reference. Doesn't have to be similar. Oh my gosh, this sweet girl, Emilio Pucci again. This is her in manga. Very cute. Oh, but also, okay, so her name was, how did they pronounce it? Perla or Perla? Like pearl, And so there's also a reference in her name, La Perla fashion. Okay, now this does look pretty cool. It's like see-through. Yeah, I wouldn't wear it myself, but I like the idea. I like that the skirt, that everything is so see-through. Looks very sexy. But I don't know, maybe not. It actually doesn't look very sexy. It looks more like elegant, to be honest. That's pretty. I love a pretty nightgown. This is also by La Perla. Okay, this is more like a very typical nightgown, but still it looks cute. Okay, something more interesting. Very bright purple color. Okay, this could be a JoJo character. Look at her eye makeup. Now this looks cool. I should do something like this. How did she do this? And this thing in the middle. Yes, this is perfect. I could even imagine character could have some powers that may be related to tearing things apart or devouring things, and this would be kind of very in line. Okay, I'm getting a bit out of line. Let's continue. Okay, so this is the name that Weather Report lived his life with, like not his birth name, Dominica Pucci, but the name he had most of his life is Wes Blue Marine. And this is also a reference to Blue Marine, which seems to be this woman, also a fashion designer. And now look at this. This dress is gorgeous. Again, see-through. I think I'm weak for see-through parts. This is so pretty. Holy shit. Look at this. It's like flowers and a fan and flowers again. I guess quick spoiler warning, I'm going to say something about the seventh part just for a few seconds. And cowboy boots. Okay, we need this for part 7. We need someone to wear this in part 7. She has some simpler ones too as well, it seems. They do have different collections and stuff. This is blurry again, but I really like the color. Okay, this is a really good one. Here also got a really nice references. A lot of guys here got really lucky with their references. Like these are some really interesting clothes. Might be my favorites so far, like the flowers and everything. Okay, Sports Max. His visual style though. Like the man doesn't know how to dress himself. He looks atrocious. The references, doesn't look much better to be honest in my opinion. She looks like she's wearing some kind of leather sack. I'm sorry if you're a fan of the brand Sport Max. Yeah, okay. It's clothes, you know. Okay, this is a little bit more interesting. No, I don't like it. I don't like... He is a piece of shit, obviously. So he gets a shit reference, which I guess checks out. Okay, Viviana Westwood is a very clear reference for Vivienne Westwood. So this is one of the guys when we had like episodes where there were 4 people set to try and defeat Jolene, and he, a prison guard, was one of them. I didn't remember his name, like, at all. He's not very important character, and he didn't leave a big impact in my memory, but he got a really huge reference, because even me, not interested in like fashion or anything, I heard about Vivienne Westwood. I feel like this is a very popular name. Again, a lot of women's fashion. Oh my gosh, like, look at this. This is interesting. She does think outside the box. She does make some interesting clothes. Look, this seems to be her in maybe her own clothes. Is she still alive? She looks pretty old by now. Well, this is a fact. I like the horns and the hair. Like, I love this because she kind of shows that even when you are 60, 70, 80, you can still wear fun, crazy clothes. Like, look at these shoes. This is an interesting style. I am a terrorist. Yeah, oh yeah, I love this very rebel style. I feel like... What do you think? I think in this get-up she could also be a great JoJo antagonist. Yes, she has this antagonist vibes, and especially with this like I'm a terrorist thing. Yeah, that would be really fitting. This clothes also. It's a shame picture is blurry again, but yeah, this looks pretty cool. This dress though, she looks like a goddess. Holy shit, with this thing on her head as well. It also gives very British. Is she a British designer? Yeah, she is British, and I can see it through her clothes. Yeah, look at her. She's even drinking tea. My gosh, she looks incredible, and with the other horns like part of her. Okay, I'm a fan now. I'm a fan of her. I want to be like this when I grow up. look crazy and drink tea. Like, this looks perfect. Gucci. Okay, so yeah, I saw when I watched music references, there was mention of his stand, I think, in the music reference, and I was like, whose stand did this? Ah, right, like this guy. I also like, barely remember him, but yeah, this is a very obvious reference, and Gucci we are not going to research because I just did recently. Okay, we can research later. Last time when I made this video about Jolene, Gucci kind of collaboration, it was only one collection, but we can look at it in general. Yeah, as I mentioned before, right, Gucci is more of okay, they do have a bit more interesting clothes, but mostly what they do is like elegant for everyone, I suppose, for just going out every day. But look at this. Okay, this is nice. Do the stars come with the outfit, or do you have to provide them yourself? Well, I guess this kind of outfit is only one thing for showing like, oh, cool, high fashion. It's not something you actually buy and wear, maybe. But this, oh my gosh, okay, I really like this. If this is Gucci, right, pays tribute to Hollywood during the Gucci Love Parade. No, this, I would even like save this picture and look at it sometimes. Kenza. Oh yeah, this is the guy who had the dragon stand. The stand had a lot of personality, but he was also quite interesting, and we had a very funny ending to the fight with him, as far as I remember. See, he's like these previous two guys, they were kind of forgettable in my opinion, but this was way more interesting. And he has a reference to Kenzo. So this is probably an Asian brand, judging by, oh no, it's French, but a Japanese designer. Okay, yeah, because this person, yeah, does look Japanese. Well, Kenza Takada, so that's his name. I think Takada is his surname, probably, right? Kenza is his name. The French luxury fashion house founded 1970, so kind of old. But then the clothes themselves, okay, these are cute prints actually. I'm not going to say the clothes are boring, because yeah, these are like regular clothes for wearing, t-shirts and hoodies. But this is something I would actually buy and wear, because I love t-shirts with prints, and these prints are cute. Why kids' clothes are so cute? Why can't I have this in my size? Oh yeah, I would buy this. Well, probably it costs a lot, I'm not sure. And yeah, this is a kid's clothes, but in general, yeah, I would get if it wasn't too expensive. Oh yeah, approved. This is a good reference. And I think, well, I don't see this character as a Japanese reference. I thought he was more like Chinese coded. It would be interesting to see like a Chinese fashion designer. But maybe the idea was for him to be Japanese, and I actually don't remember. But wasn't he into feng shui? And feng shui is a Chinese thing, right? Right, this is the guy who had Yo-Yo Ma. Yeah, I remember his helmet. That is the most prominent part of his design. His clothes seem to be quite interesting though, because I did see him in anime but not on the manga panel, so it's quite cool to see in this format as well. And this is, I guess, pretty obvious reference to Dolce & Gabbana, D&G, and yeah, I did hear of Dolce & Gabbana as well, so this is also a very, very famous designers, because this seems to be like two people. Okay, now see, this is good, this is interesting, this is what I like. Oh my gosh, like look at this. We just need to look at this. What is this? This is perfect. This is very Jojo fitting. Yes. Okay, finally some man fashion as well. Wow, he looks like a prince. Look at this, so much, so many jewels. This is quite interesting. You know how he looks when there's a night sky? No, when I was to Kazakhstan last year, I've been to Kazakhstan, and there was a show when they used drones to kind of paint pictures in the sky. So this is kind of like fireworks, but very different, because drones fly up in the sky and they are controlled to show you a picture. And it was the first time I ever saw a show like this, and the pictures were also colorful in the night sky. So as this, they were made out of drones, so out of little dots. So when I look at this closest, that's what it reminds me of, because of the colors. And this is like a night sky, and these are these pictures in the sky. Oh my gosh, yes, I love it. We are close to the end now. What do we have? Oh, okay, this girl that tried to stop us from getting out of prison. She looked, I don't remember my initial impressions of her, but when I think back to these episodes, I think she is pretty cool, and I like her on this panel, and the palette of yellow and purple is always so pretty. I think if she asked me out on a date, I would probably say yes. And her name was, like, she had a name. Wow, it was like just Miss Prison Guard. Milchi, maybe? Miu Miu. No, wasn't her name like Miu Miu? Milchi Miller. Milchi Prada? Wait, but Prada has a name? So I think the brand is Prada. And maybe the woman who is like a head designer, or like the creator of it, this is her name that I probably read incorrectly. And these are some of the clothes. It's interesting. How Miuccia Prada reinvented fashion. Yeah, she seems to be so... She's a reference to the designer herself. But wait, when I pressed like Miuccia Prada, there were interesting clothes. Like, what the fuck is this? This is interesting to look at. This makes you think like, what the heck? This is what I want. But then, this is boring. Black, grey, white, where's interesting stuff. I guess Prada is also like Gucci and everything, is this kind of stylish, elegant brand for each ladies that they want to wear. Like, look at this. They take this dress, they wear it, they go on tennis court. Maybe that's a bit long for tennis court. Play tennis. But okay, these examples here though, these are way more interesting than what I googled. I'm not really a huge fan of the color choices here, but at least it's something inventive. Yeah, this is a pretty good reference. Alright, this is one of Dio's illegitimate children with an unnamed woman. I don't... that was so out of the left field. I'm sorry when this happened. I'm like, what is going on? Like, where are we going with this? Suddenly, there are these guys, and I don't remember him at all. I'm like looking at his face, and I'm like, who the heck are you? So his stand was Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, I remember the stand, I think, better than him. That was a pretty interesting episode, a pretty interesting stand. Like, I remember the stand abilities. But when I look at this guy, I'm like, I don't remember him at all. Even though he has an interesting detail here on his face. Wander around aimlessly, just sinking lower and lower without knowing why. I get it. Man, I wish it wasn't cut out. I would want to read his whole speech. But, so he is a reference, yeah, he even has a name, holy shit, Ungaro. A reference to Emanuele Ungaro. Okay, this seems to be pretty clear reference. Nice looking man in clothes. And he is also doing women's fashion. Very cute dress, like something you could wear for an event. Oh, okay, his clothes are cute. Like, again, wow. No, this guy does not deserve a cool reference like this. What are these? Like, even this is a more simple dress, right? But it still looks gorgeous. Because... this is a good photo also, like purple, and then this color of like sea foam, so to say, of sea waves. creates such a beautiful effect. Like very unknown waters, very mysterious. This is gorgeous. This dress, what here? This is fantastic. Man, how this called? Sleeves, right? Or something? Like these short sleeves he makes. Holy shit, like this dress. Oh, so good. This is more simple, but also cute. I need to save this image for like drawing references, because this is really pretty, and like the colors again, he's really good at choosing colors. I'm impressed. Okay, Rikiel. Yeah, he is also one of those. Because he was mentioned in music references also. And I'm like, yeah, I remember his design. This cow design. I love it because it's so funny. But like, man, what is this? Sonia Rikiel. Ooh, she looks cool though. Like, look at her. Like, this is another woman that I can be like aspire to be like. Like she herself dresses fabulously. Her clothes, I guess this is quite interesting. It's not too crazy, but it's still cute. Oh, does she make known as the queen of knitwear? So mostly knitting, which is very hard to do in my opinion. I don't have nearly enough patience for knitting. So for me that's pretty impressive. Like this is her. She looks fabulous. I love how she dresses. But this is also pretty cute, I suppose. Yeah, it's more like everyday clothes, but still looking unique and inventive kinda. So this is nice. He got a really good reference, but why he's not in knitwear, I would like to ask Araki Sensei. She is a queen of knitwear, and what is this cow's hide? She's not using cow's hide. She's using what are we knitting from? The things we are knitting from. Donatella versus. Okay. I remember him a little bit better. And he actually does look a bit like Dio in a way. And his stand was also pretty cool and memorable. But he also was not bad. So this is Donatella Versace. Okay, I heard the word Versace. So Donatella Versace, I guess, is the designer herself. Again, she dresses really nicely. Very cool woman. Whoa, okay, this dress is pretty cool. But if we just say Versace clothes, whoa, okay. This is so interesting. Do they have always the similar? Okay, she really loves black and gold, black and yellow, and she pulls it off really well. Okay, there's some black here, but also black and gold, yes. All the same kind of idea with the palette, but thanks to the designs and the patterns, it looks different each time. So I actually dig it. Kind of, again, not something I would wear personally, but it's recognizable. So they look different, but thanks to the color palette, they are recognizable. So I guess you can immediately say that it's Versace, and it does look interesting. Yeah, like look at this person. Could be a jojo character very easily. This is a really good reference. And he has golden hair. She likes golden clothes. Like this fits. This is good. And I guess versus Versace are the watches. Okay, fair enough. And that is it. Oh yeah, that was a very nice video. Thank you to the person who made it. Huge thank you. As always, the video was 3 minutes and I've been filming for an hour. I don't know how I do this. I hope you had fun and maybe explored also more of a fashion world with me. I don't know. Like, I think that was pretty interesting because when I watch JoJo, there are so many cool character designs, so many cool clothes, and this is kind of one of the details that I really enjoy, right? And so looking a little bit at maybe Araki Sensei's fashion inspirations, that was very fun in my opinion. So what are your thoughts on this? You can also just go and rewatch this video yourself, or at least give this person a view and a like, because that was super helpful. I wouldn't be able to do it myself without their video. But yeah, what are your thoughts also on like these references? Maybe you think something was missed, you want to add something, or like what is your favorite designer? I think quite a few of them were pretty cool, especially that blue marine. Her dresses, oh my gosh, they looked gorgeous. I would love to have a dress like this. It's like very fairy style, you know. That was probably my favorite. But yeah, if you have a favorite also, please let me know in the comments. Like anything you have to say on the topic, I would love to hear your thoughts. But that would be it for today, so thank you for watching and see ya.